up, Fourshade Familia?
Ew.
It's February 28th, episode number 10.
Yes.
We got some big news today. We got some Pokemon news.
I like Pokemon.
Before we hit the Pokemon news, though, we got to hit you with the Nintendo News Network. All things, live, current in Nintendo the last 2 weeks since we last were here. So, Detective Pikachu.
Wait, are you just not going to introduce us? Are you not going to...
You know these guys by now.
Oh my god. What if we need a new listener? I'm Devin Devon, this is Brock Ferguson, and the announcer is this dummy named Blake.
I'm Blake Bodenhammer.
Bodenhammer, what does that mean? Can we,
Oh god.
Floor something. It means floor something.
Why did you just have a text to go across your screen?
What?
Ooh.
Brock just did on my screen. It said, "I'm here now."
Oh, God.
I sent that like an hour ago.
I know. You said that when we first, were getting
The
ready to
aliens
get
are
started.
contacting us.
So I'm hoping it doesn't show up I'm here now. Did I cut out or something? My audio got really crappy.
You're perfectly fine. So I think we need to redo this.
Okay, let's redo it.
No Fourshade Familia.
Literally, my screen went frozen for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden you guys were saying floor, something floor.
That's
what were you saying?
Brock was like, "What does Bodenhammer mean?" And I was like, "Floor something."
And then I was like, okay, I'm so lost right now.
Perfect.
I think we should keep all that. Let's just go from here.
Okay, we're going from here.
Jump cut.
Cut. No, but Detective Pikachu trailer just came out.
Okay. I didn't know you were actually gonna go.
We're not gonna freaking cut this. This is live. We're doing it live.
Oh God.
I'm actually gonna start streaming this to YouTube, so we can't cut.
That would be bold.
We never cut it after we get started anyway.
Yeah, because you're a lazy editor. That's why this podcast's absolute crap.
Please. Yeah, we have time to get the perfect. Big shout out to our Maryland fans. I see you out there. I look at the statistics.
We see you, Alaska.
Big shout out to our Alaskan fans.
Wait, fans?
I see you out there.
Fans?
All of them. There's hundreds.
Oh, okay. Everybody's our fan. They just don't know it yet.
I told my friend to go watch us.
That's true. Are they Alaskan and from Maryland? Does Maryland have a thing? People from Alaska are Alaskan. People from Maryland, are they Marylandian?
They're
Marylanders.
Marylanders.
What's up, you Mary?
Our fans from Maryland, please contact us. Write us in at FourshadeStudios@gmail.com. Please tell me what you were called. I'll give you a shout out every single time if you So yeah, for the third time, Detective Pikachu got a trailer.
What's
Brock,
that?
you were the one that brought this up to me, so I want to hear your thoughts about it first.
Well, this is the first full trailer that wasn't a teaser trailer. So, we all got a pretty good look at the movie a couple months ago, and just got to see the general style of it and kind of the approach they were taking. I think this is the first time we really got a good sense of the movie itself. Bunch of different cuts, bunch of different scenes, bunch more Pokemon, and Pikachu cussed.
That's right.
If Pikachu can do it, so can I.
But in all seriousness, like I liked the first trailer because it was just so not what I was expecting in a good way. So because they just kind of went off on their own thing, I thought it was cool that it's Pokemon, but they didn't limit themselves, you know.
Yeah.
And this trailer even more shows that they're kind of winging it. Seems like, and I think it's gonna work. I'm intrigued.
That's what like worries me though. It's like I do kind of get the sense that they're like winging it, but that makes you worried. Like, and like I'm just not used to seeing Pokemon in this style, I guess. So it's like super jarring to me. Like I think like that's kind of like why I'm like apprehensive about it, just because I'm like so not used to the style.
I
But I
mean, for
don't
me,
know.
that makes it fun when a new Pokemon pops up, right? Because you don't know really what it's gonna look like and how they put it into this world. So
Yeah, yeah. Like that's what like that was probably my favorite part of the second show, was just seeing all the Pokemon like realized in this like new like kind of hyper realistic style.
yeah,
Like actually seeing like a Charizard with scales as opposed to like a Charizard with just like an orange, like just flat orange, you know, like
yeah,
body. Like it's so, I don't know. It seems like it shouldn't look like that, but I guess like that's what it would look like in real life.
yeah. Like with Charizard, kind of obvious what you do with it, right? It's a dragon that has scales.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought the ones that were more interesting to me were like Mr. Mime, who
Oh yeah.
like you don't know what he's made out of in the games. It's not really
Human
based on.
It's
flesh.
like weird, like especially on Mr. Mime, because I was like looking at that one closely, and like the big round red parts of his body have like a dodgeball
Yeah,
texture on them, which is so like I don't know if I like that because it's like nothing in the world has that texture except for a dodgeball. And like, why would a Pokemon have a dodgeball on them? You know?
why are you thinking about it in dodgeball terms? It's an art style.
Nothing has that pattern.
Mr. Mime
Nothing
does
else
now.
in the world has that pattern. It's like, are they do they harvest all the dodgeballs in the world from Mr. Mime?
You don't know.
Mr. Mime doesn't need dodgeballs. He throws mime balls.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where's the connection here? Why
There,
does Mr. Mime look like a gym
Because
ball?
because this is all in a fictional world. You can have
no,
whatever you
don't.
want.
Wait, I exist. It is not a fictional world. Are you telling me I don't exist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all in a simulation. Get over
This
it.
is all Ash's dream after he got attacked by the Spearows.
Oh God.
And Pikachu electrocuted everything in the first episode of Pokemon.
Did Ash die?
Yeah, this is Ash's dead theory.
Ash is Ash.
That's deep.
I am deep. But the other thing I really liked about the trailer, because I actually do want to say this, is that, and on the poster really, they just kind of put Pokemon everywhere in this world. So I think
I like that.
even if the movie sucks, we're going to have plenty of, or I'm going to have plenty of fun just watching it and saying, oh, look, there's a sign in the background that references, this tiny part of the game. Or look, there's this Pokemon in the background that's nowhere else. And it feels like they actually they're making it eye candy just for Pokemon fans, and that makes it good, no matter how good the movie actually is.
You guys are gonna hate this drawing.
Well, I hate all your drawings.
Yeah, Devin's drawing another drawing. That's why she's looking up at the screen every other second. It's gonna go for probably about 3 million on the Patreon.
GP?
Yeah. Pokecoins.
Bitcoin.
This is the only thing that really keeps the show running. Is it it takes probably about $5 billion every week to do this show. So your support is really needed. And yeah, it's only funded by one drawing a week. So
well, I made 3 drawings last week, so
well, we incinerated the other 2, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. You're so right.
So yeah, if you want to keep listening to the show, I'm looking at you, Maryland and Alaska. You better buy this.
All right, I have it done.
3. Okay, well that was quick. We're 15 minutes in.
Sorry, you told me to get started. Do you
Save
want to
it.
see it?
Save it.
Okay. Do you want me to draw something else?
Yeah, give me more.
Okay.
In more Pokemon news, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. We have a little trailer for that. This is basically Pokemon the first movie remade in CGI. Just today, we've got some little screen grabs of what Ash, Misty, and Brock and Nurse Joy look like. I believe the photo that came out is from like when they're in Mewtwo's like kind of where the climax of the movie happens. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it before.
If you haven't, get out of this show. You noobs.
You don't think there's young people that weren't around the original movie? Over the age of 20.
Well, then, do it. This is your homework.
Homework. Watch the original.
Fourshade Studios, the only podcast that assigns you homework.
Amen. This is good homework. It's a quality movie. I saw it in theaters when it first came out.
I didn't see that one in theaters.
I got a mythical Mew card.
I was about to say, yeah.
I saw Pokemon 2000. I think I had the mythical Mew card. But I didn't see it in theaters. I saw Pokemon 2000 in theaters, though.
Weren't there?
I did not see Pokemon 2000 in theaters.
Never mind. You reminded me what I was going to say, and I'm wrong. So.
My dad actually came with me to see the first Pokemon movie. I don't know why that's like a surprise, but like...
My dad did it. I could have gone by myself as like a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
but
as a 7-year-old, I didn't go to the movies by myself. My dad came.
What a surprise.
So what do you think? Do we need to
I wonder, did every single person that went, did they get a card?
No, I think it was like the first week or something. Just.
I didn't know I got a card. So like, did Dad also get a card?
Well, yeah, obviously.
So you think it's every single person that like walked into the movie theater when they were handing out got one?
Sure, why not? You gonna go ask your dad for his Pokemon collection right after this?
Yeah.
I know you're hiding it somewhere.
His one and only Pokemon card is a mythical ancient Mew card.
He says he buys you Topps cards every year, but he's actually buying Pokemon cards.
True. Topps Pokemon brand. Is that what they are? What are they?
What?
I thought Topps like had a Pokemon brand for a while.
I wouldn't know that.
I'm almost certain. I gotta delve into this while talking. So yeah. Watch that movie. I can't remember when the real release date is. I want to say it's sometime this summer, but I could be completely off. It opens in Japan on July 12th, so I'm not really sure when we'll get a Western release, but
never fly to Japan and see it. It's worth it.
Right.
Really, the going to Japan part, not the seeing the movie, but you can do that too.
So yeah, I don't really know much other news really, besides our big hitter.
I think we should mention it since we did last time this happened. Newest characters: Mario Tennis,
Yes, I forgot about that.
Pauline.
Yes, Pauline.
I'm,
I always want to say Paulina. I don't know why. Is that a character somewhere? No.
yes. Yes.
Somewhere in some universe. Pauline. What is her you know where her special kit is or anything?
Special kit? What?
You know, like when they get their
Oh,
like
that.
power hit.
Yeah. It like zooms through all the musicians playing Surf Up Superstar, and she's like staying on
Oh,
top
that's
of the
cool.
building, and that props up, and then she shoots it. It's pretty cool, but
That is cool.
it's really weird because I was thinking she's like the most human character in Mario now, and it's
Yeah.
super odd that she's in there, I guess, with all the Mario characters. But then I go back to like I know Mario Golf 64 had like human characters. I don't know if Mario Tennis 64 did, but it's almost like they're going back to that.
Yeah, I know some of the Game Boy games, like definitely Mario Tennis, I want to say for the Game Boy had like just generic cartoony
Yeah,
characters that I think were like the protagonist.
yeah, that
So yeah,
RPG
that is
mode.
weird. Like Peach and Daisy are kind of like the closest thing to humans, but they're still like not. Their proportions are off somewhere.
Yeah, they look different than Pauline, definitely. Yeah, I'm I'm pretty hyped that just Mario Tennis keeps getting new stuff. Like I probably play it all night once every couple weeks just because there's like the co-op challenge and there's new characters and whatnot. And that's honestly all
What's
I need.
It's crazy like how much I feel like they're still adding to it.
Yeah,
Because that came out in like if you think about it, it's probably be like 5, 6 months since it came out.
yep.
Which I mean that's good fan service.
After like the first update, they fixed all the major gripes with the game, and I thought they would be done, but nope, they're keeping at it. It's awesome. Now, if they could just do the same thing with Mario Party, I'd be super happy.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like I haven't heard them talk at all about Mario Party, which makes me think it's just done.
Yeah, I have no hope, but
We'll see.
yeah, that's all I know on the news front.
Yeah. Pretty light. Except for what was it? Wednesday or Tuesday? When did they announce the Pokemon Direct?
Direct was yesterday on Wednesday. They announced it on Tuesday, just the day before.
Yeah. So like on Instagram, on the Pokemon account's Instagram, they were kind of like going through all of the regions from before, like Kanto, Johto, all of the ones like leading up to the new one. And I don't know, people like thought there was going to be some big reveal because February 27th was when like Red and Green first came out in Japan. And they always like do stuff around this time of the year just to kind of like celebrate that. And you could tell by the pacing of the Instagram that this like kind of showcase of all the older regions was going to end kind of on that day. So everyone was like speculating and like, okay, is it going to be a new game? Is it like what's going to happen? So then, yeah, on Tuesday they finally came out with an official statement saying like, hey, we're going to have a super short, like 7-minute direct focused on Pokemon. It's going to happen on Wednesday. Watch it. So yeah. Did you see any of the Instagram stuff?
No, I didn't. I didn't know any of that was
We
going on.
we like kind of got onto it late. We just saw it like the night before the direct because we just heard like the internet buzzing about it, and it was so like weird because the way they were showing the different regions, it was almost as if they were gonna announce a game that like took place in all the regions or something.
Because it was like, visit the Kanto region. Here's like some of the highlights. Here's the Hoenn region. Come visit it for its like Poke contest or whatever.
Yeah, they, like every single region was like, this is why you want to come to this region,
Yeah.
which I thought was like super weird because like, why would you be hyping up like the older regions, you know, if a new region was just going to come out?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I obviously reading way too much into it.
But now I have a new hope.
Yeah,
And it's
real. So
some
the
combination.
direct came out Wednesday morning. Again, it was 7 minutes. It announced Gen 8 Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. It's called Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yeah, it's got like a UK vibe to it for the region. I want to do like a really deep dive on like everything we've seen so far.
Let's dive in to the English channel.
You want to like go into like just the UK feel so far?
Sure.
I think it looks beautiful. That's not really a deep dive, but I think it looks really, really good. The
Okay,
lighting's
why?
really
Why do you think it
beautiful.
looks good?
Because the lighting's just like so beautiful, and like they showed a lot of sunsetty looking things, and it looked like really romantic or something. I don't know. It just, the lighting was very different from what they've done in previous games, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah, actually, I do think we should start there. So, aside from the fact that it's like the UK or whatever, just no matter what they showed, the models and stuff still looked like the same as they have been on the Pokemon 3DS games, the latest ones.
Yeah.
Everything definitely looked like it had been tweaked, I guess, to use the higher processing power of the Switch, just to mostly because of the lighting and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there were like weather effects, which all looked really good. At one point, he's walking through a cave, and the jewels are glowing.
Oh yeah, that was super
that
cool.
kind of bounces around. So I think even though they're using like
Right.
the same models and whatnot, I think as the 3DS, that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really matter because that's just kind of a stylistic thing, and that the lighting is what's going to take this over the top. And I don't know if you've seen a couple of the comparison shots that people have been looking at between Sword and Shield and Let's Go, and there is a very distinct difference between how the art style, I guess, applied to the Pokemon models. So like Pikachu's model is essentially the same, but looks completely different. It's
Oh really? I
like
haven't
the
looked at
shadow
that.
light. It's
Have
much
you
closer.
seen any comparisons between maybe not like Let's Go, but like Sun and Moon?
No, I haven't.
That's what I'm like most curious about. Just because like I feel like the actual like style looks like Sun and Moon's like just characters, because they went for like a little bit of a different character design with Let's Go. I'm not sure about like the actual Pokemon models,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
All right.
That'd be something to look into. That'd be cool. Well, one thing I did notice though is that when on all like the 3DS titles, like Sun and Moon, the characters have like this super thick black border around them, like outline.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just since it's on a 3DS and such a tiny screen, it's just like make the character stand out like where you are on the actual screen. And I didn't notice that on all the stuff we've seen with Sword and Shield, which is good. I'm glad they got rid of like that thick black outline because it's just like it's just jarring. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah, I have to admit I haven't played the latest 3DS Pokemon games, so I can't really compare against those.
Right.
All I care about is just that it's a cohesive art style, right? That's what I enjoy in a game. I don't care about realism or anything, and Nintendo does that really well.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they're sticking with something, I guess.
Right. Yeah, like the region as a whole looks like just awesome. Like I'm happy with the like variety of settings that I've seen so far.
Yeah, let's go further into like the UK-ness, the region itself, how that
Yeah.
helps me.
So like some of the first things I noticed was like obviously like the cityscapes look super cool. They look like the most urban that I've ever seen in a Pokemon game. Like there was one scene I remember where it was showing the character like just running through the city that's basically based off like London, with all the big oil rig type arm things, and like there's like alleyways and like little overpass things and like stairs leading down under them, and just like all these little like pathway things that made it look like more of like a city to me. Because like previously in Pokemon games where there was big cities, it's just like big streets. There's not like these like little alleyways and like things that you would associate with cities, really.
Yeah, you don't explore them, you just walk through them straight to what you're going to.
Right. It's basically like a street with like walls as skyscrapers, which
Yeah.
this didn't feel like at all.
Yeah, definitely really all of the different areas, I guess, that they showed had a different personality, right? And
Yeah.
I think the design of them being more varied is definitely going to help that. So, like the starting area, I guess, looked like a little cozy cottage type thing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, like I assume the town around it is going to be in that same style, right? And that looked nothing like the mostly brick Londonish type town that you're talking about.
Right. Well, that's like so cool because that first town of like what's probably like the player home, it has like it's like so intricate. Like it has the ivy around the door. It's got like gardening supplies like scattered throughout the lawn, like a wheelbarrow, like a trowel and stuff. There's like a truck or something parked in the front yard. It's just like it's like way more than they've ever done on like a handheld.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, and hopefully that speaks the fact that they're trying to do that with the whole game. And
Yeah,
instead of, like you described, the cities before were always just wide open streets with skyscrapers on the edges. It was always the same. And
right.
when you're on a Pokemon route, it's usually a pretty straight road.
Yeah.
There's nothing quote interesting about these places. They exist, right? But
Yeah.
they don't have anything unique about them.
Well, it's like part of the reason why I feel like they're doing this because it's going to be on like a bigger screen. They have more like room to throw in stuff that you're actually going to see this time around. Because like I mean, on a 3DS, like the screen is small. You run the risk if you make things too detailed, it's just going to look like a jumbled mess. But now it's like I feel like you can actually see these little details and like they're important. And like you said, like they're going to be able to move from just a route being like this linear thing that is just like, oh, here's grass that you run through, that they can actually like add details that make some of these routes stand out more. It's not just like a route 15 or something where it's just a number in your head, you know?
Right. Because that's
Like,
what they
oh, this was the
done.
route with like the farmland and stuff.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And actually, something I'm hoping that goes with that is like a little bit of a change of the camera. So now I assume normally when you're playing the game, the camera is going to be like it is in Let's Go, right, or in the 3DS games.
Yeah.
I'm hoping,
Like kind of like that isometric.
Yeah, like kind of like that isometric view. Is that what you're
Kind
saying? Like
yeah,
partially top down.
right. But even in Let's Go, like when someone comes to talk to you and whatnot, the camera doesn't move that much. It's not very dynamic.
Right,
But
right.
in the very beginning of the trailer and in a bunch of other spots, the camera's moved a little bit from how much
Oh,
from where it
yeah,
normally
right.
is. And
They're
I
more
think
like cinematic.
right, and if they're adding details and whatnot, I think that'd be another, step up that they could make that would really enhance the world and make playing, more interesting. And I'm
Right.
really hoping that that's something that's implemented like throughout the game.
Right. So there was a couple things that are just kind of general that I just noticed kind of right off the bat from playing Let's previous to this. Obviously, there was no overworld Pokemon shown. I think this is for kind of two reasons. I think they wanted to show that there's no Pokemon in the overworld to kind of show we're going back to kind of our old formula. Number one. But number two, I don't think they want to reveal any Pokemon yet, besides the starters.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a given.
Obviously. But I think we can pretty much confirm that it isn't going to have the overworld Pokemon. I think if it was going to, they would have showed it.
I 100% agree.
Right. But yeah, like just the diversity of regions. Like I said, there was like that super like Londony brick looking, very industrial looking city. Like the farmlands are what really stuck out to me. That cave scene was a huge one.
Yeah.
They're like the jewels lining the walls, the lanterns. There was like some snowy regions that I thought looked really good.
Yeah, up at the north.
Right. There was like the shot of like a forest. It wasn't like gameplay, but it almost looked kind of like a cutscene, like this misty, kind of mysterious looking forest. So it's kind of there's so many like foresty areas on the map, it's hard to kind of pinpoint where exactly that's gonna be, but I feel like that will definitely be cool. Yeah, just like the variety of the region is super cool. And I was like with Sun and Moon, I almost kind of was over the whole like tropical theme fairly quickly.
It's the same.
Yeah, I mean like there's a tiny bit of variation. You go on some mountains where it's like obviously high altitude, so like that's where they introduce like snow and stuff. But like this region looks like it's much different. Well, and another thing I want to, this is kind of random, but thinking back to Sun and Moon, they kind of introduced routes being more, not like tile sets, but they're actually kind of like free-form shapes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
And in Sun and Moon, you can actually, you're not on a grid. And I believe first Pokemon game confined to a grid, which they showed that off again in this game, which was a good thing to see.
That's how Let's Go is too, I assume, right?
Yes, yeah. Right.
So, yeah.
The thing about Let's Go though is it doesn't look like it's freeform though, because it's based off of Kanto, which is based off a grid.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think that's another thing that makes it look more kind of organic, is it's not this grid-based thing.
Yeah, and anything that makes it feel more like just a use, like you said, the word organic world instead of what you also said, just a route, a number. Like,
Yeah.
this is city number 3. I think that's good. I would love Pokemon games to be about exploring the world just because it's fun to explore and there's cool things to see just as much as it is exploring to go find Pokemon. That would be my ideal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to get there totally yet, but it seems like they're making steps that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else about the world that's
Anything else about the world that's just like, I don't know, the regions, or we can get into like the specifics of the map in a little bit.
I mean, we're talking about the map. My next comment, and my only kind of worry, I guess, looking at the full map here, so I've got up, is
Yeah, let me pull it up.
I'm hoping they found a good way to kind of to keep it from just being go north. That's my only.
that is
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is, I was looking at the map. It is kind of concerning because it's like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I feel like it would be more boring that way. I hope it's
Right.
less linear than it looks like it's going to have to be just because of the geography.
Okay, like
the map will look right.
you have the map pulled up right now.
Yep.
Obviously, you're probably gonna the star.
Obviously, you're probably gonna the town look like it's that yellow house at the bottom of the map, Sir House. You're obviously gonna go north. It almost looks like this is the first town, the one with the purple and red buildings.
Yeah.
To me, what's concerning about this is there's this little house up to the right, which I've looked at some like in-depth analysis, and the house up to the right actually looks like the professor's house, you know?
Yeah.
So like I'm guessing like that's where you're gonna get your Pokemon, maybe. But then it's like, where do you go from there? Do you take this train out of the town?
Ooh. I think you called it.
But this is what scares me about that. There's this whole area north of the town that's huge. It's like a swampland looking thing. But it's like the train completely bypasses it. Do you see that?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And it goes to like the big like London city.
So that sounds worrying, but I think that would actually help solve my problem, right? So you could start in your little podunk town, take the train, and arrive by train in London, which is the most like UK thing you could possibly do. And
That
then
would be cool though.
you start going north from there, right? So
Right.
you go up to the left. There's a town up and to the left there. You could go there.
Mhm.
There's a town on the coast over on the east side. You could go there. And I would think at some point later is when you would funnel back down through that channel into this whole area for some reason.
Oh yeah, because there is a path leading down there. I just now noticed that.
So that would keep you from going north the whole time. And
Oh, and look at the big London town. Do you see like kind of the front gate there? There's like almost like this big like grand staircase maybe leading down to that. And there's like this, you see that kind of red thing at the bottom of that area too? I wonder what that is.
oh yeah.
You can tell if it's a building or what.
I don't know, but I think calling the train
well, you'll
is a good
definitely-
idea.
Yeah, I mean, you'll definitely go to that area. They're not going to have that just open for no reason.
It is
Alright,
kind of,
I'm done with my second drawing.
join the map analysis.
All right.
Draw
Yeah.
the map.
No. Mm-mm.
One other thing that I noticed right off the bat too is look at your starter town. obviously we're focused on going north, but look, there's a path to the left right off the bat.
That I'm not seeing.
You see the yellow house at the very bottom?
Yeah. Oh, the one back to the woods.
Yeah, like that's kind of strange.
That could be where they, have the easy Pokemon to train you. I think
I don't know.
actually, I like your observations. I'm hoping what you're saying is exactly how it works. I do think it's odd though. You point out that the swamp area is large. It's not large. It's massive compared to everything else on the map. It's like the size of 3 cities.
Yeah. So that's just weird. Like they'll definitely use that for something. I don't know if the scale will quite be that massive, but I have no idea. Or if like these mountains to the right side of that swamp will even be accessible.
Yeah, because you've got the mountains up at the top.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But yeah, London town, port town.
Yeah.
Can't really tell what the orangest town northwest of London is, though.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Futuristic or something.
Which one are you looking at? The one with the big depiction on the hillside?
No,
Or north of that?
I was thinking in front of that, still on the grass. There's kind of a maybe.
Oh, I think I saw this. I think that's like a kind of beet-looking fields with like big rocks in the middle of them. I think it's easier to see this in one of the in the actual video.
There's the drawing on the hill. It's over there. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. In this town, the very middle reminds me of like Lieutenant Surge for some reason. I'm not even sure if that's an electric tower, but that's what I'm getting out of it.
That town is like the most confusing to me. Because like it has that huge like dragon head on the front. And then like these things coming up that look like wings. So it's like, what is this? Is this like a dragon themed gym town? I don't know.
Well, I know like a lot of dragon mythology like exists in like UK myth stuff, so I'm sure it has something to do with that. I'm expecting like cool dragon Pokemon out of this game.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
All the Pokemon are dragon.
All dragon type. We need more dragon type. But yeah, like I kind of get the idea that that town that we were talking about, that big dragon town.
Yeah.
You see to the left of it, there's like kind of this rock city, and then north of that, there's like this mushroom city.
Yep.
But then on the right side, there's kind of like this building to the right. I don't know what that is, but then like north of that. Follow me?
Yep.
Do you think like that's their attempt at like being non-linear? They're like, hey, go to this big dragon town, then you can either go to the east or you can go to the west and kind of complete the story there. Once you complete both of those, look back at the dragon town. There's like this big rock shelf behind it.
Yeah.
See, there's a tunnel in the middle.
Oh,
and then on the other side, there's a train path.
Yep.
I think it's like, hey, you got to do these 2 towns first. You got to go back to the dragon town. Then you can make your way up to the big, like, London Eye, big tower town at the end.
Wow. I didn't realize that that's actually like the London town. The other one's just like...
That's what I don't understand, because like that first town that's big has like what looks like Big Ben. but then the other town has like a massive Ferris wheel, which like in London, those two things are literally across the river from each other. So it's like, I don't know, they're taking like these two, they're taking London and like splitting it up into these two towns, I think.
Yeah, keep in mind, like, they're not making the UK.
Yes, they are.
No. This is a fictional universe. None of us are real.
So yeah, it's hard to say. It's
Actually, I think you're 100% correct. The top town's London because Big Ben is, quote, on the left side where they have the whole House of Parliament. There's a clock tower
okay.
right
I
across.
see that now. I see that now.
This kind of steam industrial town down here, I think that's based on, I don't know if you went past it, but St. Pancras Station, red brick, that whole area is built out of that.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And everything down by the river, the warehouse, whatnot. So
Right.
I think
Okay.
you're right in that they split up London. Like,
Right. That's kind of
but
cool.
the top one's definitely what.
That's true. Which I feel like that would be more fitting. It's like, like the climax of this area.
Yeah.
So yeah, the map is definitely interesting. It's like, I feel like much more detailed than we've ever seen, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I have faith, actually, after looking at this so detailed, that they're going to find a way to keep you from just going north. There seem to be paths all over the place. So
Yeah. One thing that I would do want to look at while we're looking at the map is, can you see like the little things that look like gyms? There's like basically one for each major area.
yeah, I think so.
Like the first ones that stick out to me is like the little seaside town has like a blue one.
Yep.
Yep. The little farming town by like the hillside drawing has one right in the middle. Some of these bigger towns, you can't really see them, but I'm sure they're housed within one of the big buildings or something. How many Pokemon gyms are there normally? 7 or 8?
8.
Trying to see if I can count like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 5 for sure. And there's 3 big towns. That's pretty much 8.
Yeah, I got 8 with my rough count too.
One thing that I kind of want to talk about with this, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on, do you remember that shot where the character's walking into like the stadium? He's wearing like
Yeah.
a soccer jersey.
Football,
Excuse me. One thing I want to point out about that is, did you notice that his number on the back?
Was it 10
No, it wasn't 8.
or the generation? Yeah.
It was 227, which is the date,
Oh,
Pokemon Day,
there you
February
go.
27th, which I was like, okay, that's like a little cool nod. But what I think, just what I've been kind of hearing rumblings about, who knows, but I feel like there's enough evidence for this, is that the gyms are these stadiums.
You've got this whole game figured out. You're making me more hyped than ever.
Well, it's just like I see all this stuff, and it's like, it's making me so hyped. Like, I don't want to read too much into it, but it's like, if all this stuff, there's like enough evidence that it just like looks like it.
It makes sense. Like, you're not stretching anything at all.
Like, all of these have that, circular kind of dome shape that all stadiums have.
Yep.
The stands, fill the outside. And when I first watched the trailer, I noticed like the guy walks into the stadium, but it's like a Pokemon arena.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Like maybe this is like the Elite Four, like some end game thing.
that's what I
Because
thought.
there's fans everywhere. They're showing like Jumbotron and all this crazy stuff. But it's like, what if in this region Pokemon battling is like our sport, Because that's what you would think in the Pokemon universe. Like that's their form of entertainment.
Yeah.
So to me, I think each of the gyms is a stadium, and I think it's like televised. I think it's like I don't know,
I mean, I think that's exactly what it should be, right? I've always hated that you walk into a gym and nobody cares. You like it's just
Right.
standing. It was even worse in Let's Go. I love that they have like 3 bleachers on the side of each gym, and
Yeah.
everybody looks so disinterested.
Well, it's like they don't really like sell the universe well that way because it's
No.
like these people just sit in here all day just to watch this. I mean, like I don't really know how the logistics would work with like this world, just like a 8-year-old kid, like, hey, what's up? I'm on
That's how-
primetime television. But we can look past that.
But yeah, making it feel like a Pokemon world, like Pokemon Let's Go did that well, and having the Pokemon visible in the overworld, right? So it felt like it
Right.
was a lot of Pokemon. They can't do that for gameplay purposes, and I'm fine with that. I want them to stick with the random encounter formula, so whatever.
Right.
But if they can sell the same, feeling that this is a Pokemon world, we actually care about Pokemon here, that's ideal, right? You want it to feel like,
You want it to feel like lived in.
yeah,
What I thought they did a good job on in previous games for selling that was like in the 3rd generation during what were they called? There were those Pokemon contests where like you entered into the smart category or whatever. They had like an audience, and after you did a move, like you could tell if the audience liked what you did because they'd have little hearts above their heads or like.
Okay, save this. This is like actually huge to what I want to talk about.
shut up.
No, because that's good. Because think about this too. Well, let me preface this with something else. I have like a million thoughts going through my head at the same time. So in the logo, okay?
Logo. The
Think the
terrible,
logo for a
terrible
second.
logos. Yes. There is a wolf.
In the American logos, in the US, the English logos, it's just sword, shield with the picture behind the text. Got me so far?
I am.
Japanese logo.
Those crazy Japanese.
There's something else there. In one of the characters, there's like a symbol that almost looks kind of like, I don't want to say yin yang, but it's like a circle. One half of it's red, one half of it's blue. Okay.
So it's a Nintendo Switch.
Obviously it's blue, but there's this little symbol. Looking back at the trailer, every gym, each one of these stadiums has that same logo on a sign out front.
Oh, I see it now.
So to me, this is the gimmick of this generation. I'll talk about what I think the gimmick is in just a second. It has to do with what Devin was talking about just a second ago. But in previous games, when they were first announcing Mega Evolutions, they put the Mega Stone in the logo the same type of way. So what I've seen and kind of what I would love to have happen is that the gimmick is the stadium battle.
You're saying Pokemon
you know,
FIFA?
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're gonna put gyms. They're gonna like turn gyms on their head. They're gonna do some sort of mechanic in the gym itself.
I mean, I don't see any way that could be a bad thing.
So like when Devin was saying like the people cheer for you if you're doing well, you know, like what they do in a sports game, like when people are like on offense, you're like cheering for them. Like what if your attack stat goes up or something, or special attack goes up? Or then like if you're on like defense, what if all your defensive stats go up? And like it would kind of be this sword and shield
theme they're doing.
theme they're doing. Like sword and shield is only defense. So it's like I feel like the sword and shield tying into this like heavy sports theme is super if this is what is actually happening, it's super creative and super like clever.
I mean,
Thoughts?
I haven't thought about this at all, so I'd be all for changing up the gym formula though, because no matter what they do, there are only 8 gyms, and they've always felt pretty unremarkable for how hyped up they are in the game.
Right.
Like the real test is the Elite Four, and it always has been. But you go
Yeah.
through the gyms, you're just kind of like, yep, gym. The best ones in the original games were the ones with the little puzzle. So Lieutenant Surge's like look for the button in the trash can. Um, Whoever had the teleporting rooms, that was absolute hell to get.
Oh,
through.
Sabrina. Hmm.
Yeah, those were my favorite gyms. So because there was something more than walking in, pressing A 20 times because I'm better than them, and walking out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hope you're right in that they make it more robust in some way.
Yeah, I agree. However, I would need more than what you described for it to do anything for me. Like, just if I'm doing well or whatever offensively and like my attack stats go up, I don't know, that just sounds kind of boring just on its own. So if there was a way to incorporate like the actual game of soccer slash football into the gym battle, I think that would be interesting. Like each Pokemon you have to defeat is like an obstacle in getting to the goal or something.
Right. That's kind of like how I thought. Like maybe each stadium has like a different rule set, and it's not just like obviously like every single time it boosts your attack, every single time it boosts your defense or something. Like each stadium has like its home set of rules or its home sport, and you're always like playing to that or something. Because
So like one could be soccer and one could be like cricket or something like that.
maybe
Evidence for that too.
I feel like there's kind of evidence for that too. But I feel like they've been trying to switch up the gym formula because like what Brock was saying, you really like the puzzles. Like in X and Y, every single gym had like a puzzle you had to solve before you got to the gym leader, which I liked. Then there was Sun and Moon, which you had to do like these trial battles. And each trial battle was like its own little thing, like its own little game with its own like unique set of rules. It's like these conditions that you had to meet before you fought the actual like trial leader or whatever they called them. They were basically gym leaders.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like they're trying to do something different. I don't know exactly how like the gym battles will be. If maybe each gym will have like or stadium will have its own set of rules, or maybe if like you'll kind of do that puzzle element leading up to the stadium itself. Like maybe you'll do that puzzle sequence in the town or like just the region outside the stadium, and then like the stadium will be the thing itself. I don't know, but a lot of potential.
What if, I'm just thinking of things while you're talking, what if you have like a permanent sword and a shield you can give to anyone in your party that's like your offensive and defense specialist.
That would be cool.
I don't
So,
know. I'm just
Like the
pretty...
held item. Like
Obviously, you give like Kakuna your shield and or Metabot.
make it the ultimate tank.
I'm just kind of over like these gimmicks that are meant to like power up your Pokemon, I guess, because in the last few games they've just seemed like too much.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like the Z moves or the Mega Stones or things like that. I used them, but I think it was more exciting to me when I didn't have those things at my expense, and it was just like a battle of like whose Pokemon was like the most resilient or the most powerful or whatever, without having to rely on these aces in the hole or something. So I don't know. I'm pretty over Pokemon power up things. So I hope that doesn't happen for me personally.
I don't know. Do you think they're gonna have like Mega Stones?
I'm sure they will. They've had them ever since they came out. I feel like they add new ones every time, and I'm sure they'll have new Z moves for the new Pokemon, and
Yeah.
who knows what else. Maybe
I'm
they'll
kinda
have...
with you.
I would be completely fine if they had new regional variants. I think that would be
That'd
exciting.
be cool.
And since like, you know, there's less and less new Pokemon every time just because like they've already done so much. I don't know, just another regional variant would be another exciting way to look at a classic Pokemon with updated looks.
I think that's kind of like the problem that they ran into. It was like they want to do stuff with the Pokemon that they already have. They don't want to keep having to design new ones. But it's like their first thought was like, okay, we can do like kind of like this fourth evolution for some of these. Or I guess it would be third evolution, you know? Which I mean, the Mega Evolutions, I love the art style. Like I love how cool like some of the Pokemon that are like fan favorites end up becoming. But yeah, it's like just the whole mechanic, it's almost kind of clunky to me. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's going too far, you know?
Yeah, it's getting like too sci-fi for me, especially like after this last one with Ultra Beast. I was not into that.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Ultra Beast. I
Like,
was like,
obviously have legendary Pokemon.
I was like, are these
Dude,
Pokemon or are they not Pokemon? Ultra
Yeah.
Beasts? Like, I don't know.
And they're just ugly. I hated how they looked too.
Yeah, they definitely didn't feel like Pokemon. So
Well, I mean, I think that was the point. They weren't supposed to feel like Pokemon. They're supposed to be these other things from a different universe or planet or whatever, but I'm not into the all-powerful alien overlord narrative. So I could do without them. And like we already have legendaries. Like I don't need more OP Pokemon that
True.
I don't even feel attached to at all. They're just these weird like science fiction things that are taking over the world.
Just don't like to expand your boundaries.
No.
don't change if it's not broken.
I'd pretty much hope all of the battling and everything is exactly like it is in Pokemon Silver, because I don't know anything past that.
Yeah,
Pokemon
Silver and Gold were good.
I played Pokemon Platinum and last, and I don't know if there's anything different about the battling, but I didn't notice it, so it was perfect.
Have you played 3rd gen at all?
True.
No.
I will say 3rd gen is pretty good too. I like it a lot. 2nd gen is my favorite, but 3rd gen is probably my next favorite.
I only need a favorite, and it's Silver.
Me too, dude.
All right, starters. We haven't talked about starters at all.
Can I show? Wait, can I show my first drawing?
No, we don't
Ooh,
care
yeah.
about those.
It's starter related.
Yeah, let's see them.
Okay, you're gonna hate it, but Here we go.
Can you give us an explanation?
It's the rabbit
As
holding.
we're looking at it.
Oh, sorry. It's the rabbit
Score bunny.
holding the monkey and
Rookie?
the chameleon, and they're
Sobble?
kissing its cheeks, and it's saying "Yatta," which is "yay" in Japanese.
I know that from Heroes.
hmm
Perfect.
And there's
Alright.
the up close expression. It's beautiful. It's love.
He looks
Alright,
kind of angry.
Going for 3 million.
1 million for each.
Oh,
Where's your
wait.
other drawing? Didn't you have another drawing?
Yeah. I'm
Let's see it.
adding eyebrows to Score Bunny.
He only has one eyebrow, and it's like a bandage in the middle of his head.
That is not an eyebrow.
What is it then?
It's like athlete tape or whatever. You know how?
Yeah, you just stick it on your head. It
Well,
makes
no,
you
you
run
know-
faster.
You know how like people put little black marks under their eyes sometimes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was something like that.
I don't know,
sports. Here it is with eyebrows.
It's not.
Okay.
So
I-
much more emotion.
And
No,
then
but
I tried to draw myself as a Pokemon character. So there it is.
Always picks water starter. It's pretty good.
So, I don't know. If you want a picture of me, there you go.
3 million. 3 million or nothing.
Anyway, going off of my picture,
Alright,
I
starters.
would pick the water starter.
you have to say its name.
Is it like Sabi? What is it?
Sobby. It's the house elf from Pokemon.
Sobble.
The house elf.
Well, it's like shy. It could sob. I don't know. I could imagine it sobbing.
Is that because
That's
it's
what
the
its name is, Sobble.
Yeah.
Huh.
So would you pick it because he's the water starter, or because you identify with his apparently
Because it's-
impressive?
Yeah,
Because it's a water starter.
Okay, just
Mhm.
making sure.
you're strictly a water starter.
Pretty much.
What
Ever
if it was a
since-
god awful water starter?
I literally picked Poplio. So yeah, I'll pick it regardless of what it looks like.
Let's see.
Are you sure that's a Pokemon?
Poplio?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the
the
seal.
ugly seal
The
one.
starter
Ooh,
seal.
yeah, I do remember that. Okay.
Yeah. I've been water starter since I was 6 years old. If I go back and play it again, I'll pick something else. Maybe. But
Boring.
I
What
don't-
else starters are there? Devin, explain them.
What?
What other starters are there?
Well, there's Sobble, which is the little chameleon guy.
That was Sobby.
Yeah, Sabi. Score Bunny, which is like this white rabbit with orange tipped ears and feet and a little orange collar and a piece of like tape over its face. And then there's Grookey, who's this little leaf monkey that kind of just looks like Apom to me. But well, Score Bunny also looks like Bunny Reeves.
There is a grass monkey. There's Pansage. Oh, hello. Poe.
Featuring Poe.
Poe hates Pokemon.
mean.
Are we gonna have him pick a starter?
There's hounds howling outside of our house.
Is it time for?
Ooh, Poe definitely needs to pick. He needs another Poe pick.
Yeah.
If you had to guess, what do you think Poe's gonna pick?
He'd probably pick Score Bunny because that's what he looks like. Well, now he probably looks most like Grookey, so probably that one.
Score Bunny all the way.
You like the fire one?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I
he's
like the grass one.
Oh, we're each a type. So cute.
Are you gonna pick Score Bunny?
No, I was saying Poe would pick Score Bunny. That thing's awful. I would never pick that.
No, I'm saying, what would you pick?
God. Can't
What would
believe I
you
almost
pick?
actually said that. No, I'm Grookey all the way because
Ooh, turn up.
Sobble, I normally pick water like Devin, but Sobble is terrible. Scorbunny is also terrible, which kind of leaves me with Grookey.
So,
And
sorry, go ahead.
my thing is I never look at any of the evolutions after the starter, right? So it's gonna be a surprise to
Yeah.
me. So I have to
I
pick Grookey.
think that I think Sobble is actually going to get like a really opposite evolution, because they're like making it out to be this like super shy, hesitant Pokemon, but I feel like it's going to do like a complete 180.
It's gonna
Why? What evidence do you have for this?
I don't have any evidence. It's just a gut feeling. It's like I feel like that's always like a trope. It's like here's this little cute innocent thing, and then it's gonna like be crazy.
no, it's a Pokemon that kids can look up to. You know, cyberbullying is a very big problem today, Devin.
Amen.
And they need a Pokemon to teach them
Amen.
how to get through it.
I mean, that's what I need right now. I get bullied every day.
You need a Sobble.
Yeah. I need a Sabi.
Sobby.
But I don't know.
Sobby.
I thought Sobble looked awful. It's kind of
I thought it looked awful, so I'm gonna pick it.
I told you I pick water no matter what.
I know.
But it is growing on me a little bit. Scorbunny I thought was really cute, but also it looks like a Digimon and not like a Pokemon to me.
Scorbunny looks like a happy
for
tree
some
friend.
reason, Scorbunny, it doesn't look like a Pokemon. That's my problem. I don't know what it is.
I
It
feel
looks
like
like Bugs Bunny.
I wish its legs weren't so long.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
It looks like a character from like a Cartoon Network show.
I wish it was like on all fours or something. It needs to be more squat. I don't know. And then
You're gonna have to
Grookey.
draw this.
Grookey is really cute. Okay,
Sure.
I'll make another
Grookey
drawing.
is like the most solid designed one, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Even though it does look like a Palm/Pantage. Scorbunny looks like Bunny. Sobble looks like Scraggy. Everything looks like everything else. Nothing is original. None of this exists. We're in a simulation. I'm gonna make Scorbunny on all fours now, so
You have fun with that.
Do a better design.
Draw 3 new starters that we can pick from.
Yeah. Draw
Okay.
a platypus water starter. So yeah, obviously Scorbunny's a rabbit, fire rabbit.
No, Fire Bunny.
Sobble is a chameleon,
Sure, if you say so.
and it is. It's confirmed. Look at the French name. It's basically chameleon. And Grookey's a monkey, for sure.
But what type of monkey? There are lots of monkeys.
A monkey. What do you think? Do you think they're gonna have
Shrek?
secondary typings?
yes.
What do you think their typings are gonna be?
Sobble's gonna be water psychic, which is also why I want to pick it. Even though it's not
Psychic?
official. Yeah, because it was like invisible in the trailer.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, when it first appeared out of the water, it was invisible.
What if that was just it being a chameleon?
Well, why would that not be like a psychic component?
Or a chameleon psychic?
I don't know, dude, but Kecleon can make itself any type, which can be psychic, so
What
I'm
type of
going with it.
Pokemon is Kecleon?
Kecleon is normal, but it can be anything.
Okay.
I'm going with
Psychic.
water psychic, and you all can bite my butt when it comes out as such.
I mean, it's a good
Okay.
guess. I don't know what else typing it would have.
I saw someone like speculating Score Bunny would be like Fire Fairy or something.
It's gonna be firefighting for sure.
It's gonna be fighting for sure.
I
That would
hate
like
it. I hate it.
Every single fire type is a fighting. Why are all of them firefighting?
anyone who uses fire is obviously evil and therefore is fighting.
Was just like the tape on the nose, I feel like is just like such a cliche fighter thing. It's like,
That-
oh, he got roughed up. He's got a band-aid on him.
It's
a
definitely
fight.
the sporty type.
And he's got those legs for kicking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Kicking butt.
What about Grookey though? That's the one I'm most unsure of.
That'd be something unexpected, like flying. What if it was like a flying monkey?
What?
A flying
Flying monkey? This isn't Wizard of Oz. I don't know. I'm honestly lost with that one. It'd be awesome if it was like grass dark or something.
It'd be grass ground just because it has brown on it.
That would be cool. I don't know how that'd work, but it'd be awesome. But kind of going back to like the sports theory, I feel like they all kind of have like sports related to them.
You're gonna have to
What
explain
is
that.
Like
Sobble?
that's the one I don't know. But like Score Bunny, like obviously it's running everywhere, it's got long legs, it's like the perfect soccer machine. Football. Grookey, when it first appears, it's like hitting the rock with the stick.
Yeah.
Like cricket or something, possibly baseball. Sobble, I have no idea.
Hide and seek.
Water polo, something.
I heard the Brits are good at that.
I don't know, but looking. Also, I was curious about like the theme of the starters. Usually, like in the past, there's like a theme that all three of them share. So I don't know. I feel like it's either a sports theme or some sort of. I've been reading like people think it's like what you want to be when you grow up. It's kind of a reach, but like people are saying like, okay, Score Bunny is like just an athlete in general. Grookey, if you look at its name in other languages,
Music.
like this music component, it doesn't really translate over in like a lot of the other ones are like groove monkey or like tempo monkey. So people are saying like, oh, that's like a magician or musician.
Magician.
Musician for this
A
musician.
musician or like a select like a rock star or something. And then like Sobble. Maybe that's the magician. Maybe that's why it's invisible. No, but
like a
that's like
firefighter.
yeah, firefighter. It puts out the fire, so it's like some sort of like first responder, like police officer, firefighter type thing. Some sort of like public servant. So I don't know.
I think until you started talking right there, your predictions were awesome. But that was way too much of a
I'm just telling you what I
There's no way.
see. I'm just
There's
reporting
no
on what I
way.
see. I know it's a stretch, and like Sobble is the wrench in all of this, but I don't know.
I made a better Score Bunny. It doesn't look like a Pokemon, but it's definitely cuter.
But is it on all fours?
Yes.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, it's Pikachu.
So yeah.
All right. Yeah. It looks pretty much the same.
What do you mean? How does this look the same?
It's
Because
the
it
same.
is. You should draw him with shorter legs. Maybe no legs at all.
Yeah,
Just a floating body.
just a floating.
Done drawing for you. There's
He
no
rolls
policing you.
around. Stop, drop, and roll. He's on fire.
He's like a peep.
Yes.
Do we know anything else about these games?
Well, what do you think legendaries are going to be? There's always legendaries. Do you think what do you think the sword and the shield has any significance with? I feel like that always has to do with the legendaries.
I actually think the legendary is going to be like a wolf or something at the top of the sword and the shield. It's like a wolf type
Right.
head. So I'm thinking we're going that direction.
I was
can't say
wondering why they had that. Because I didn't see that in any of the towns. I didn't see that really in anything in the trailer that I noticed. So it could be. I have no idea, honestly, what the wolf little symbolism even means.
I bet it's gonna be something related to English mythology.
So unicorn? Are we gonna have a unicorn Pokemon?
Maybe.
I'm gonna have a dragon.
Dragon, a unicorn, and a Loch Ness monster.
Alright, here is Limbless Scorbunny.
That is adorable.
Looks soulless.
Scorbunny.
Brock said adorable, so which one is it?
Both.
Scorbunnies wobble, but they don't fall down.
I was also seeing this thing today. Again, just I love all the speculation. It was like, think about like sword and shield. Like obviously sword is super offensive, shield is super defensive. Like the idea that the legendaries are like, you know, that old phrase like when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. I don't know. There may be something there.
There may be. Cannot disprove.
Cannot disprove, cannot confirm at this time. Something to think about. But yeah, I have no idea. I definitely think the wolf will be involved with something. I don't know if it'll be like some sort of plot point, like some sort of plot Pokemon that they use, like a Lucario type thing. I have no idea. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll have to see. I'm sure they'll show more.
E3.
They'll definitely show more by E3 since it's coming out in the fall. Other than that, I have no idea. Do you think there will be like regional variants in this game?
I feel like that's a of course for every game now. Like I think they're going to keep doing that instead of adding more new Pokemon.
Right. I think they will too. I'm having trouble thinking of what they could possibly be though.
More types of hedgehogs. Well, I don't know how many hedgehog Pokemon there are, but
I have no idea what they could even do.
we have Shrek written down here. I mean,
There's a big swamp area.
Yeah, oh my swamp.
That's why it's so big.
I mean,
You encounter Shrek at the very beginning of the game, and then you never go to the southern part of the area.
he's
Oh,
got
and
a
the top-
Scottish accent, so I
and
mean,
the top of the sword, the shield might just be donkey.
Ooh, true.
oh, man.
The two legendaries are Donkey and then the Dragon. When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Forget
Shrek is
everything
love.
we've
Shrek
said,
is
yeah.
life.
I wrote that as a joke, but you're making a pretty good case for it so far.
So what do you think, just a Pokemon in general?
What?
What do you think, just a Pokemon? If you think of this region, how would you encapsulate that into a Pokemon?
I said it earlier, a unicorn. I 100% think
Okay,
that-
you think there's gonna be a unicorn Pokemon?
yeah.
I think it's just going to be a lot of woodland creatures, probably.
I would like that. I would actually like that. I feel like we don't have enough of that.
Like, I want more deer and owls and, like, ravens and stuff like that.
Pretty cool. I had this idea of like a moth type Pokemon.
Like,
So like you know how some of the Pokemon, the bug types have like these different variants? Like I don't remember what it was, but like some of these butterfly Pokemon, they have like different patterns on their wings and things. Um but there could be like a moth that has like
I heard the story once of like.
I heard the story once of like these types of moths that were during the Industrial Revolution, and to blend in, they were like kind of this gray, like smoggy black looking color. And then once the revolution cleaned up, they kind of evolved to become like more of their true color, which was like a more of a pure white.
That's my bad.
So that's my bet.
That
I got a
is
gut
the-
feeling.
That's the sort of story that a Pokédex would summarize in two lines, and you'd be like, "Really?"
I got a gut feeling about this. Someone that's heard this before and heard of these moths, give me a shout out.
Was he from Alaska?
Probably the last.
It's probably
What if we
the
had-
last.
What if we had, like, nymph Pokemon or something like that? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, like, English mythology and, like, nymphs and dryads.
Like a water thing?
Dryads.
Dryads, yeah.
What's a dryad? A druid?
No. I want to say, like, a dryad is the water kind.
I thought a nymph was like a water.
Oh, yeah.
Witch.
Dryad was the tree one. The
Alright.
nymph is probably the water one. Just like I'm thinking about in like the Chronicles of Narnia or whatever, they're like women that could turn into like the water or into a beautiful blossoming tree or something like that.
See that?
So there's just going to be women. That's going to be a Pokemon. You're
Yeah.
just gonna-
This is 2019.
Probably not. Oh, I guess this is from Greek mythology. Well,
British.
We need to look up some mythology and we'll come back to this.
I think there's actually, this is a real prediction. There is going to be a Pokemon that has a head that's the giant big puffy hat of the British Royal Guard.
Ooh,
mm,
I can actually see that.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what encapsulates this area into like a Pokemon?
I think of like lions and stuff too. Like,
On like a seal or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be more like the legendary, but yeah, that
Right. I don't know.
Arceus is actually just the
We
legendary.
had a lion legendary in Pokemon Sun, so
Yeah, I mean, there's a non-legendary lion too. I don't remember what it's called, but like, there's a male and a female one, and like, one has a mane and one doesn't. Pyroar.
yeah.
That one.
I'm definitely excited for like the inanimate object ones because those are always the goofiest ones.
So weird.
The
They're
ice
not,
cream.
they're not the best, but they're definitely the goofiest. I'm really like Royal Guard hat as one.
How about a munchkin?
It just
and it's
pops
attacked.
around like it's literally just that.
Right. Well, it's like there was like speculation that this one was going to be called like Crown and Scepter. But if
Yeah.
those are two Pokemon, like a Crown and a Scepter,
I could see a crown. A scepter might be kind of hard.
I don't know.
What about a
Just
musket?
thought.
It just shoots the other Pokemon.
That'd be good.
Ideal.
That'd be good.
As long as they still only faint, they don't die.
Right.
Right.
Rubber bullets. Those won't hurt you. Any other Pokemon thoughts? I feel like We squeezed a lot out of this 7-minute direct.
Yeah, we did. Are we Game Explain?
Yes. Booting up the analysis machine.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have another hour long right after E3 whenever they fully reveal the game. Because Pokemon
Fully.
is that important.
Amen. That's what I live for.
So yeah, let's see those drawings again. What the people can.
Yeah, give us a quick rundown of the drawings.
All right. So, we have a little threesome between all the starters. Okay. We have a picture of myself, because it's a vanity trick for me every day. And 2 versions of Score Bunny. This one on all 4s and this one without any limbs at all. Of
Beautiful.
course, all are signed and numbered by yours truly, so they are worth at least $1.
3 million of those.
Sorry, I misspoke. At least $3 million.
But we only put one up on the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
The non-existent Patreon. That would
Do
be-
you do requests? Can people request drawings?
Yeah, sure. Request drawings from
Yeah,
me.
we should do that. If you add Fourshade Studios at gmail.com, we will do a drawing.
I think Devin will do a drawing. I'm not doing a bloody drawing.
I mean, I'll give it a good attempt, but yeah.
Yeah, and I doubt this will be a problem as of right now, but after a certain point there will be a limit to how many drawings I do per episode.
Right? No, you're doing this for the rest of
This
your
is full time now.
Oh, okay.
This
so
is a $3 million production.
if we somehow get 1 million subscribers and I have 100,000 requests, I'm doing them all in one episode, obviously.
Okay, we'll do a charity stream.
Like it.
24-hour charity stream. Devin does all requests.
I'm just a slave.
Yes.
I'm just an
Me
art
and Brock
slave.
me and Brock just BS the whole time. All right, anything else? You got any Pokemon stuff you want to shout out?
Hi, my name's Brock, and I'm a Pokemon character.
Sobby or
too.
die. I'm actually a Pokemon character.
Sappy or die.
Sobby or die.
All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Again, this is Fourshade Studios podcast, episode number 10. You can find us at all things Fourshade. Again, Fourshade is Fourshade. Find us at iTunes and Spotify and all things podcast. Check out our YouTube channel. Again, big shout out to our Alaskan Maryland fans. Let's go. See ya.
Bye.